morning, good morning. Okay, good morning, Raju. Good morning, Patan. Good morning, Gavnath. Okay, I am fine. Good morning, Bhutesh. Srinivas, good morning. Akhil, good morning. Sadasri, good morning. Syed Karmulla, good morning. Gopal, okay, right. Okay, good. Gopal, good morning. Okay, good morning, all. Okay, what? This is the seventh day of our Laksha YouTube online classes. Okay, we have started on the first day. Okay, I started Animal Kingdom and the classification of Animal Kingdom. Okay, we learned some examples up to Annelida phylum. The second day we continued this examples. The third day we completed examples. Then we started habitat. What is meant by habitat? Okay, after that we learned what is habit, lifestyle of the organisms. Habitat means the place where an organism lives. Habit means whether it is sessile or free moving or colonial or sedentary. Okay, parasitic. Okay, whether it is sanguivorous, those all things come under habit. Okay, after that we learned levels of organization. We learned diploblastic organization, how the germ layers are arranged in the animals. Okay, what are the examples for what are the diploblastic phyla, what are the triploblastic phyla? These are the very fundamentals, very basics. And then we learned 5 levels of organization in the animals and 4 levels of organization in Metazoa and 3 levels of organization in Eumetazoa. Okay, we learned those all things. Okay, yesterday I started with in organ system level of organization, the complexity varies among different groups of animals. I explained you closed type of circulatory system and open type of circulatory system. Okay, then I started another topic that is called symmetry. Okay, this is the second key transition in the evolution of animals, symmetry. Okay, then up to now we have learned, we have covered those topics. Okay, I would like to complete the symmetry today, and then I told you one more important thing. What are the different in a state textbook? We have not only phyla, we also have classes belong to different phyla. In Protozoa, Porifera phyla, we learned Calcare, Hexagonal, Demospongia, Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa in Coelenterata, Tentaculata, Nuda in the Ctenophora, Herbalaria, Trematoda, Cestoda in Platyhelminthes, Pasmedia and Apasmedia in Ascalminthes, Polychaeta, Oligochaeta, Hyrodinia in Annelida. Okay, next one in Arthropoda, 3 subphyla, Trilobita, Chelis, Serrata, Mandibulata, those are 3 subphyla. Next one, Gyphosura, Arachnida, 2 classes in Chilopoda, Crustacea, Chilopoda, Diplopoda, Insecta, Hexapoda, otherwise called. Okay, these are the classes in Mandibulata subphylum of Arthropoda. Then we learned Aplacopoda, Polyplacopoda, Monoplacopoda, Gastropoda, Scapopoda, Pelicopoda, Cephalopoda. These are the classes in Mollusca phylum. Okay, remaining some phyla are left: Echinodermata, Hemichordata. Okay, those classes I will finish today after completing this one. Okay, now types of symmetry. I started this one yesterday. Okay, Sang. Okay, types of symmetry. I will sing it later. Okay, types of symmetry. Okay, yesterday we learned what is meant by asymmetry. The animals in which, okay, if an animal is, if we cannot an animal into two equal halves or anti-mirrors in any plane passing through the central axis, such animals are called asymmetrical animals. Asymmetrical animals do not have proper form. There is no proper shape in those animals. Asymmetrical animals examples will in, okay, adult gastropods, snail, and next one, protozoans. Majority of the protozoans are asymmetrical, and majority of the poriferans are also asymmetrical. Okay, next in okay, symmetrical organisms do not have efficient locomotory structures, and they do not have sensory structure. Well-developed sensory structures are also not present in asymmetrical organism. Then we started symmetry. Okay, one is spherical symmetry. I told you spherical symmetry is not given in our textbook, NCERT, as well as in our state textbook. Okay, spherical symmetry we learned in porifera. Some of the poriferans like actinophrys in those animals, radiolarians, and in those animals, okay, we observe spherical symmetry. There are many planes are there. Many planes. You can cut the animal into two equal halves in any plane passing through the central axis. There are many planes. Many planes are available in those animals. Okay, then we learned radial symmetry. Okay, in our textbook in NCERT as well as in state textbook, two main types of symmetries are given. One is called radial symmetry. The other one is called bilateral symmetry. Okay, radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Okay, radial symmetry. Okay, it is one of the important 2 marks question for IP exam. Okay, in IP material, we have already learned nearly 3 questions in the structural organization animal. You have to prepare objective as well as MCQs as well as IPU simultaneously. Then it would be easy for you for your IP preparation also simultaneously complete. Okay, then you can concentrate. Okay, you can allot maximum time on MCQs, objective. Therefore, your chances of getting medical seat in NEET exam will increase. Okay, if you do not prepare IPs simultaneously, okay, then you have to allot more time to that one IP exams. There are mainly 2 types of symmetry are there. Radial symmetry, there are 3 are there, but in our as per our textbooks there are 2 are there. Radial symmetry. Okay, we have one of the 2 marks questions. What is the radial symmetry is also called, that is 2 marks. Radial symmetry is also called monaxial heteropolar symmetry. Monaxial heteropolar symmetry. Monaxial, observe here. Okay, imagine this is one hydra animal. Okay, here I have put one line, dotted line here. This is the axis. Okay, this is axis. Okay, in the body of this animal, only one axis is present. Okay, that's why monaxial axis is one. Okay, this is one axis. Axis is one. Heteropolar. Here there is one pole. Oral end. There is another end. Okay, our globe has 2 poles, north pole and the south pole. Like that, here there is one pole and on that pole oral mouth is present, that is called oral end. The other end is called aboral end, opposite to mouth, aboral end. Okay, that's why heteropolar, different poles are present, different poles. On one side there is a mouth, on the other side, okay, there is no opposite to mouth. Okay, this is which is a blunt end which is attached to the substratum. This is the aboral end. Okay, that's why radial symmetry is also called monaxial heteropolar symmetry. Monaxial, mono means one, only single axis is present. Heteropolar, okay, different poles are present. Okay, one is oral end, another one is aboral end. And this axis, which is passing through the oral end and aboral end, is called oroeboral axis. This axis is called oroeboral axis. What do we call this axis? Oroeboral axis. This axis is passing through the oral end and eboral end. Okay, that's what it is called oroeboral axis. Oroeboral axis. Okay, what do we call this axis? Oroeboral axis. It is passing through the oral end and eboral end. Okay, look at here. Any plane passing through the central axis. Okay, there is a central axis here. Any plane. Okay, this is one plane. Plane means an imaginary line. Okay, an imaginary line. For example, okay, if we cut our body here in this here, this is one imaginary line. For example, latitudes and longitudes are the imaginary lines. There are no lines on the globe. Okay, these are the imaginary lines. Okay, equator, Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, these are the imaginary lines. And these are also imaginary lines here. Any plane, any imaginary line, any line passing through the central axis. That means what is that axis I told you? Oroeboral axis. Oroeboral axis, or it is the principal axis. What is the principal axis? Very important bit. What is the principal axis in these animals, in diploblastic animal? The principal axis is the main axis. This is the axis through which you are able to cut the animal into two equal halves. This is called principal axis. Okay, the principal axis is, what is that one? Oroeboral axis of the body divides an organism into two identical parts or antimeres. I repeat again. Any plane passing through the central axis of the, okay, leave this bracket. Any plane passing through the central axis of the body, okay, divides an organism. Okay, here, okay, I can cut this animal. In this plane. Okay, plane lo nenda two equal halves ka chase. I can also cut this animal into two equal halves in this plane. I can cut it in this plane. Okay, there are many planes are here available, but all planes have to pass through this axis, central axis. Okay, that is called radial symmetry. Radial symmetry is also called only one axis is present. That's why it is called monaxial, and it has different poles. That's why it is called polar symmetry. Come to bilateral symmetry. Only one plane, median sagittal plane. Only one plane. That is, what is that plane? Median means middle. Only when one plane, that is called median sagittal plane, okay, that passes through the central axis, that is called anterior-posterior axis, divides an organism into two equal halves. Okay, in our body, we have, this is the anterior part. Okay, legs is the posterior part. Okay, what do we call this part of our body? Back part of our body is called. What do we call this part of our body? That is called dorsal. What do we call this part of our body? Can you type in? Okay, this part of our body is called. Okay, this is dorsal. Okay, back side. What do we call this one? And then what do we call these sides? Okay, ventral right. What are these? What are these? These two. Okay, right, Bhaskar Reddy, right answer, very good. Okay, that is lateral. Okay, these are called lateral. Only one plane, okay, that is called mid-sagittal plane. Mid-sagittal plane. Okay, that passes through the central axis. That means anterior-posterior. The central axis is anterior-posterior axis. Okay, for example, to cut our body into two equal halves, you have to cut your body from anterior side to posterior side. Okay, that is the central axis here. Here, what is the central axis? Oroeboral axis. You have to cut from the oral end to aboral end. To get two equal parts in our body, you have to cut from anterior to posterior. Okay, this is called antero-posterior axis. What do we call this axis? And the central axis here. The central axis here is oroeboral axis. Here the central axis is antero-posterior axis. In these animals, there is no anterior and posterior. For example, if you take a dog has towards the head that is anterior, towards the tail that is posterior. In our body, this is anterior, towards the leg that is the posterior side. For example, if you take an earthworm, okay, mouth, towards the mouth that is the anterior, towards the tail that is the posterior, anterior, posterior. Okay, you have to cut the earthworm. For example, if you imagine this is an earthworm, towards this cap, this is the anterior and this is the posterior part. To get any two equal parts in the earthworm, I have to cut this earthworm from this side to this side. That means from and this is anterior, and this is posterior. I have to cut this animal from this axis. For example, if you imagine this is a human being, okay, towards this head is a cap is the head. Okay, you have to cut our body into in this plane. What in this axis? What is this? Antero-posterior axis. Okay, that divides an organism into two equal halves. Okay, here the main axis is the antero-posterior axis. But in these animals, no anterior posterior. Here oral and aboral, and that is the difference between bilateral symmetry and okay. Here the principal axis is oroeboral axis. Here the principal axis is antero-posterior axis. Okay, here the principal symmetry. Okay, radial symmetry is found in which animals? In which animals we find radial symmetry? I told you yesterday too. Okay, the principal symmetry in the diploblastic animals. I told you two diploblastic phyla. The two diploblastic phyla. What are the diploblastic phyla? Ctenophora and Cylindrite. In those animals, okay, radial symmetry is the principal symmetry in diploblastic animals. Bilateral symmetry, the principal symmetry in triploblastic animals. I told you triploblastic phyla. Okay, those which have ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, starting from platyhelminthes up to chordata. There are some exceptions. Okay, now these organisms are generally radial symmetry is generally found in animals which are sessile. And next one, which are planktonic. We have planktonic means microscopic plants and animals. Microscopic plants and which have limiting swimming capacity. Okay, rotifers, example, rotifers, ostracods. Okay, those are some of the examples for. There are two types of plankton. Plankton forms the major food for many fishes. Plankton means microscopic plants and animals. There are two types: zooplankton and phytoplankton. Zooplankton are the microscopic animals which become food for many aquatic animals. Okay, those are called planktonic. Next one, sluggish animals which are not very active. In those animals, the main symmetry, the radial symmetry is found in sessile organism. That means which do not move, which are attached to the substratum, and planktonic and sluggish forms. So in those animals, the main symmetry, this is the main symmetry. Bilateral symmetry is found in actively mobile animals. For example, in fishes, in frogs, in snakes, in human beings, in birds, in reptiles. Okay, in these all animals, in insect, okay, actively mobile animals have what type of symmetry? Bilateral symmetry. The animals which have bilateral symmetry are comparatively other animals which are very active. Okay, right. So next one, many planes of symmetry. Here, this is one plane, this is one plane, this is one plane. Plane means imaginary line, an imaginary line. Here, there are many planes of symmetry. You can cut the animal into two equal halves in many planes passing through the central axis. Okay, that here there are many planes of symmetry. Here, only one plane of symmetry, one plane. Now, I will show you what are the different planes in our body. Okay, imagine this is our body as our body. Okay, this book is imagine as our body. Our body has a dorsal side. Okay, this is the dorsal side. Our body has ventral side. Ventral side. Our body has lateral side. This is one lateral side. This is the other side. This is the lateral side. Our body has anterior side. This is the anterior, and our body has posterior. Okay, dorsal, ventral. Okay, dorsal, ventral. Okay, these two are lateral. This is one lateral. This is one lateral. And what about this top one? This is anterior. And what is this one? This is posterior. Okay, now I can. Okay, there are many planes here. Okay, here I kept one rubber band here. This is one plane. This is the transverse plane. If I cut my body, imagine this book is my body. If I cut my body in this plane, this is one rubber band here. Okay, this indicates the transverse plane. Transverse. In 10th class, you learn transverse section of leaf. Transverse TS of leaf. And that means in Telugu we call addu కోత. అంటే అడ్డంగా కట్ చేస్తే మన బాడీని ఇఫ్ యూ కట్ హియర్ you get two parts, but you do not get equal parts. Okay, you do not get antimeres. Okay, you get two parts. What are the upper part and lower part? Okay, if I cut here, I get the upper part. In the upper part, there will be head and hands, and there is another part called lower part. In the lower part, there will be legs. Those parts in the lower part. Now that means I am not getting two equal parts. If I cut my body, if I cut my body in this plane, what do we call this plane? This plane is called transverse plane. Okay, you cannot get two equal parts in that plane. Now come to the another plane. Okay, if I cut my body in this plane, for example here in this plane, okay, this is called frontal plane. Frontal plane. ఇది మన బాడీలో ఎలా అంటే ఇక్కడ సైడ్స్. ఇఫ్ ఐ కట్ మై బాడీ హియర్ ఐ గెట్ టూ పార్ట్స్, ఫ్రంట్ పార్ట్ అండ్ బ్యాక్ పార్ట్. అంటే కళ్ళు, ముక్కు ఇవన్నీ ముందు పార్ట్కి వస్తాయి, బ్యాక్ పార్ట్ అంతా ఇంకో పార్ట్కి వెళ్తాయి. అంటే వీ డోంట్ గెట్ టూ ఈక్వల్ పార్ట్స్ ఇన్ దిస్ ప్లేన్ ఆల్సో. వాట్ ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన ప్లేన్ ఏంటంటే ఫ్రంటల్ ప్లేన్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ కట్ ద బాడీ ఇన్ దిస్ ప్లేన్ ఐ గెట్ ద ఫ్రంట్ పార్ట్ అండ్ బ్యాక్ పార్ట్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఐ డోంట్ గెట్ టూ ఈక్వల్ హాఫ్. నెక్స్ట్ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ అనదర్ ప్లేన్. ఇలా కట్ చేస్తే అని మరి ఇదేంటని చెప్పాను, ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ ప్లేన్. ఇన్ దిస్ ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ ప్లేన్ ఐ గెట్ టూ పార్ట్స్ బట్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్ పార్ట్, అప్పర్ పార్ట్ అండ్ లోవర్ పార్ట్. నౌ కమింగ్ టు ద plane by which you can divide your body into two equal halves. Okay, remember carefully here. Okay, listen carefully. Okay, here I can cut my body here into two equal halves. I can cut here, but I am not getting two equal parts. I am getting right and left part, not equal parts. If I cut my body here, and that means here, I am getting two parts, but not equal parts. Right and left part I am getting. If I cut here, I get the right part and left part, but I am not equal. I have to cut my body here. Then only I get. This is called mid-sagittal plane. That means this plane passes here, mid-sagittal plane. Why I am using? Okay. This is a lateral sagittal plane. This is also lateral sagittal plane, but this is the mid-sagittal plane. Then only we get the two equal parts. Okay, this plane is called mid-sagittal plane. Okay, mid-sagittal plane I explained in here. This is the median. Okay, median sagittal plane or mid-sagittal plane. Okay, which divides your body into two equal parts. Okay, in our body only one plane of symmetry. One plane only you can get the two equal parts. There are many planes are available. Okay, what do we call this plane? This is called transverse plane. What do we call this plane? This is called frontal plane. What do we call this plane? Median sagittal plane. Okay, in this plane only we get the two equal parts. Okay, only one plane of symmetry. Okay, now here radial symmetry, the animals which have radial symmetry, Generally those animals are, they live in what, they live in what, that means they are aquatic. For example, the animals which have radial symmetry, you know those examples. Okay, radial symmetry is found in coelentrates. All coelentrates are marine, sorry, all coelentrates are aquatic, but some are freshwater, example hydra. Okay, all, that means all are living in water. Next, another one, they receive stimulus from all the directions, because in these animals the receptors are present on all over the body. That means, for example, starfish also example for this one. Radial symmetry is present in starfish also, in echinodermates also. In adults they have radial symmetry. They can receive stimulus from all directions. For example, if someone is hitting you on the back, you cannot observe because you have receptors. ఓకే, మీరు చూడడానికి ఫోటో రిసెప్టర్ రాడ్స్ అండ్ కోన్స్ మనకి ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయి, ఫ్రంట్ లో ఉన్నాయి. కాబట్టి బ్యాక్ సైడ్ we cannot understand who is coming or not. Okay, but these animals can receive stimulus coming from all directions because receptors are distributed all over the body. They can receive stimulus coming from all directions. But here, okay, there is a cephalization observed here. What is meant by cephalization? ఎవరైతే ఇప్పుడు మీరు లెసన్ వింటున్నారో కొత్తగా జరిగిన ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళకి, వీళ్ళకి ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఐపీఈలో మీకు cephalization అని ఉంటుంది, 2 మార్క్స్ వచ్చిన ఇంపార్టెంట్ వన్. ఓకే, the concentration of sensory cells and nerve cells at the anterior part of the body is called as cephalo. The word cephalo means tala, head. Cephalization means, okay, you can one important thing. We have 5 sense organs. The largest sense organ is skin. Okay, except skin, remaining all sense organs are in this part. Okay, ear, nose, eye, tongue are the remaining 4. Okay, these all sense organs are present in the anterior part of the body, and ikkade concentrate ayi unnai. Okay, దీన్ని ఏమంటామంటే concentration of nerve cells. You have brain has, okay, 10 billion neurons. Concentration of nerve cells and sensory cells in our ear. Can you tell me what we call the receptors present in the ear? Anyone? Can you tell me what are the receptors present in the ear? Name the receptors present in our ear. Okay, very good. Auditory receptors. Tirupatamma gave right answer. Can you name the receptors present in the tongue? Can you name the receptors present in the tongue? Name the receptors present in the tongue. If you are not getting the answer, I am giving you one clue. It starts with G. No, G, U, S. Any guesses now after this clue? G, U, S. You can guess now. I think so. Venkata Ramana. Hi. Okay, Patan Afroj Khan gave right answer. Very good. Gustatory receptors. Gustation. The word gustation related to taste. Hi, sir. I am Venkata Ramana. Okay, right. Good morning, Venkata Ramana. Gustatory receptor. Now, receptors present in the nose. Those are olfactory receptor. Name the receptors present in the eye. Name the receptors present in the eye. Name the receptors present in the eye. You know, many of you know. Many of you know that. I have to know what you know. I don't want to teach myself. I would like to interact with you. Okay, right. Very good. Karimullah gave right answer. Next, another one. Patan also he gave right answer. Okay, very good. Photoreceptors, rods and cones. Okay, these all are sensory cells. Okay, ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు మిమ్మల్ని అడిగారంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ కూడా సెన్సరీ సెల్స్. Okay, auditory receptors or phonoreceptors are here. Okay, photoreceptors are here and olfactory receptors here. Gustatory receptors are here. Okay, earlier I told you sensor. Okay, nerve cells are concentrated here. Brain. Okay, nearly. Okay, there are 10 బిలియన్ దాదాపు 100 కోట్ల న్యూరాన్స్ మన బ్రెయిన్ లో ఉన్నాయి. అంటే అన్ని మనకి బాడీలో ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ అయ్యి ఉంటాయి. నెక్స్ట్ మిమ్మల్ని రిసెప్టార్స్ బాగా చెప్పారు. ఓకే, వెరీ గుడ్. ఆ రిసెప్టార్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయంటే ఈ హెడ్ పార్ట్ లోనే ఉన్నాయి. హెడ్ అంటే సెఫాలో. ఇన్ బైలేటరలీ సిమెట్రికల్ ఆర్గానిజం హియర్ cephalization occurred. That means concentrate. Okay, cephalization ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయిందంటే మనకి cephalization started in the platyhelminth. The concentration of nerve cells and sensory cells at the anterior end of the body is called as that is called as a cephalization. Okay, the bilaterally symmetrical animal can respond to the stimulus, can easily sense the environment into which they enter. Okay, they can respond to them also very quickly. Bilaterally symmetrical animal compared to radially symmetrical animal, okay, they are better. They can locate the food easily. They can locate the mates very easily. They can escape from the predator. For example, a deer which is being chased by the tiger. Okay, at that time, okay, you might have seen in okay, Animal Planet channel and other channels. Okay, National Geographic channel. In those channels, you might have observed when a tiger is or lion is chasing one prey. Okay, it is moving very quickly. Okay, that means they are trying to escape from the predator. Okay, bilaterally symmetrical animals can move very quickly. Okay, to locate the food, to find its mate, and to escape from the predators. Okay, that is advantage because of concentration of all the nerve cells, most of the nerve cells and sensory cells in the anterior part of the body. Okay, can you tell me, okay, apart from brain అంటే brain కాకుండా where are most neurons concentrated in our body? Brain కాకుండా ఇంకో చోట ఎక్కడ మన బాడీలో most of the neurons ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయి? డియోడినం యూ షేప్డా సి షేప్డ్ అనా? కొత్త ఎన్సీఆర్టీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ ప్రకారం ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో సి అని ఉంది సార్, నాకు యు అని చెప్పారు. ఓకే, రైట్. ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో మార్చారు. నన్ను ఇంతకు ముందు యు అని ఉంది, ఇప్పుడు సి అని. రెండు ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో ఒక చోట సమ్మరీలోనేమో సి అని ఇచ్చారు, ఇంకో చోట ఏమో ఇప్పుడు మాడిఫైడ్ ఎడిషన్ లో సి అని ఇచ్చారు. కాబట్టి లెట్ us confine to సి అని చదువు. స్పైనల్ కార్డ్ నో. ఓకే, 10th క్లాస్ చదివిన వాళ్ళకి తెలిసేది సెకండ్ బ్రెయిన్ లో ఉంటాయి. వేర్ ఈస్ ద సెకండ్ బ్రెయిన్? వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ సెకండ్ బ్రెయిన్? తెలుసు మీలో మొన్న కూడా ఒకసారి అడిగాను. వాట్ ఈస్ ద సెకండ్ బ్రెయిన్? ఓకే, వెరీ గుడ్. ఎంట్రిక్ నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ is present in our gut. This is called second brain. మనం బ్రెయిన్ తర్వాత ఇక్కడున్న ఈ బ్రెయిన్ తర్వాత మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద న్యూరాన్స్ ఎక్కడున్నాయంటే ఎంట్రిక్ నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్. ఆ నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ లో దేర్ ఆర్ ఫ్లెక్సెస్ ఆర్ దేర్. ఓకే, తర్వాత వస్తాయి మీకు ఆ ఫ్లెక్సెస్ అనేవి నెట్వర్క్ ఆఫ్ న్యూరాన్స్. అవర్ బ్యాక్ మయోఎంట్రిక్ ఫ్లెక్సెస్ అని, ఓకే, మెసినర్స్ ఫ్లెక్సెస్ ఆర్ సబ్మ్యూకోసల్ ఫ్లెక్సెస్ అని ఉంటాయి. దేర్ ఇస్ నెట్వర్క్ ఆఫ్ న్యూరాన్స్. Okay, right. Okay, look at these diagrams. Okay, yesterday one of the students asked sea anemone, how would it look like? Okay, this is a sea anemone. What is the speciality of the sea anemone? Why we are particularly discussing sea anemone and leaving the other other cnidarians or coelenterate? Because Remaining coelentrates or cnidarians have radial symmetry, but especially anthozoans. Anthozoa అంటే మీకు మూడో క్లాస్ హైటోజోవా స్కైపోజోవా anthozoa. In anthozoan or actinozoans, they have biradial symmetry. Observe this diagram here. This is a sea anemone. Sea anemone, these are the many tentacles surrounding the mouth. This is the mouth. This is the mouth, and these are the tentacles. Okay, these are the tentacles, and that means this is the oral end. This is the oral because mouth is present. This is the aboral end with which it can attach to the substratum. Okay, this is the aboral. This is the aboral end. This is the oral end. Okay, you may think that sea anemone also దీనిలాగే many planes to cut చేయొచ్చు, but sea anemone ని మనం ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ mouth. This is the mouth of the sea anemone. Okay, sea anemone మనం ఇలా ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇటు కట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, 2 equal parts. Sea anemone 2 equal parts రావాలంటే only we have to cut in 2 planes. Okay, this is one plane, okay, which is the long one passing through the mouth. This is another short plane passing through the mouth. E part, this part is mouth. This is mouth. This is the mouth. This is mouth. Okay, this is one plane. This is one plane, and this is the another plane, second plane. Okay, in these 2 planes only, you can divide sea anemone into 2 equal halves or anti-mirrors, 2 mirror images. Okay, this is called. Okay, దీనిలో 2 equal halves లో మనం చేయాలంటే, okay, only in these 2 planes only it is possible. Okay, that's why it is example for yesterday I told you. Okay, coelentrates, especially the anicado, only anthozoans example sea anemone. Okay, Adamsia scientific name. Okay, it has biradial symmetry. Biradial. Okay, okay, ఇక్కడ కూడా plane of symmetry same. This is the oro-aboral axis. Axis is same, oro-aboral axis. ఇక్కడ కూడా oro-aboral axis. This is also oro-aboral axis. Okay, this kind of symmetry, this is simple radial symmetry. Simple radial symmetry లో many planes అని చెప్పాను నేను. You can divide the animal into 2 equal halves in this plane, in this plane, in this plane. There are many planes passing through the oro-aboral axis గుండా వెళ్ళాలి. Okay, many planes లో 2 equal halves చేయొచ్చు. That is simple radial symmetry found in remaining all. Okay, coelentrate. But ఈ actinozoa or anthozoa కి సంబంధించి క్లాస్ చెందిన, okay, the sea anemone. Okay, examples, sea anemone example, actinozoa class. Okay, we in 2 planes లో మాత్రమే 2 equal parts గా కట్ చేయగలం. It only 2 planes. That's why they have biradial symmetry. Biradial symmetry. Next, biradial symmetry example మీకు ఇంకోటి కూడా చెప్పాను నేను. Ctenophores are also biradial symmetry example. Okay, now come to here another example. Okay, this is మీకు నిన్న చెప్పాను coelentrates లో బాడీ ఫామ్ 2 అంటే బాడీ షేప్ 2 రకాలు. One is cylindrical, స్తంభం లాగా ఉండడం. The other one is called umbrella shape, అంటే గొడుగు లాగా ఉండే షేప్. Look, in this animal, here you can observe what is this one oral end, but here oral end is downside, lower side. This is opposite to mouth. This is the mouth. Okay, this is the oral end, and here no mouth. This is the aboral end. Okay, these animals also you can cut into 2 equal halves in many places. This axis is called oro. This is oro, and this is aboral. This axis is called oro-aboral axis. Okay, the animals ni oro-aboral axis lo many planes lo man 2 equal halves cut cheyochu. Okay, this is also, okay, this is a Aurelia jellyfish. It is umbrella shape lo ela untundi. Okay, రెండిటి మనం 2 equal many planes లో 2 equal halves cut చేయొచ్చు. అది radial symmetry, simple radial symmetry example. But sea anemone ఇది కూడా coelentrated, but it has biradial symmetry. Now come to the starfish. Okay, starfish has pentamerous radial symmetry. Starfish is a triploblastic animal. Generally, triploblastic animals have biradial symmetry. Sorry, bilateral symmetry. Triploblastic animals have bilateral symmetry. But starfish, even though it is a triploblastic animal, but does it during the larval stage it has bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry, but in the adult one, okay, it has pentamerous radial symmetry. Here, look at the 5 planes. Penta means 5. Okay, this is one plane through which you can cut the animal into two equal halves. This is one plane. Starfish lo ఎన్ని arms, how many arms are there? 5 arms. Okay, ఇలా కట్ చేస్తే మీకు 2.5 arm వస్తుంది. 2.5 arm అంటే 2.5 arm one side, other side 2.5 arm. Okay, this is one plane through which you get here 2 arms having. This is a half arm. Next one, you can also cut the sea animal, this starfish into two equal half in this plane. Okay, you get the 2.5 here also. This is the second plane. And you can also get the two equal halves in this plane also. This is the third plane. And you can also get two equal halves in this plane. Okay, this is the in this plane. This is the fourth plane. Okay, like that, this is the fifth plane. Like that, total 5 planes low. 5 planes low. మీకు చెప్పాను, ఓకే, అన్ని ప్లేన్స్ సెంట్రల్ యాక్సెస్ లో గుండా పాస్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే, మన బాడీకి ఒక ప్లేన్ లో మాత్రమే వీ హ్యావ్ 3 planes ఉన్నారు చెప్పాను నీకు. దిస్ ఇస్ ద ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ ప్లేన్, దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఫ్రంటల్ ప్లేన్, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ మీడియన్ సాజిటల్ ప్లేన్. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ ఒక ప్లేన్ లో మాత్రమే మన బాడీని 2 equal halves గా కట్ చేయగలం. ఓకే, దట్స్ వై అవర్ సిమెట్రీ ఈస్ bilateral symmetry. But you can cut the starfish into, okay, 2 equal halves in 5 plane. Okay, this is a pentamerous radial symmetry. That is very important. With this types of symmetry topic completed. Symmetry is the second key transition in the animals. Okay, now మీ అందరికి ఫైలా తెలుసా? ఇప్పుడు పోరిఫెరా ఫైలం, పోరిఫెరా ఫైలం. నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక్కొక్క ఫైలం అడుగుతుంటాను, మీరు ఆ ఫైలంలో ఉన్న సిమెట్రీ ఏంటో చెప్పాలి. ఓకే, యూ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ ద టైప్ ఆఫ్ సిమెట్రీ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఫైలం. అండ్ ఒక్కోసారి ఒక యానిమల్ అడుగుతాను, ఆ యానిమల్ లో కూడా ఏ సిమెట్రీ ఉందో చెప్పగలగాలి. ఓకే, ఎందుకంటే మీకు ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో ఎవరైతే ఆల్రెడీ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ అయిపోయి సెకండ్ ఇయర్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉంటే, ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో మీకు ఎన్సీఆర్టీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో యానిమల్ కింగ్డమ్ చివరిలో ఒక టేబుల్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ టేబుల్లో మీకు అక్కడ ఇచ్చుంటారు సిమెట్రీ, ఏ ఫైలంలో ఏ సిమెట్రీ ఉంటుందని చెప్పి. ఓకే, పొరిఫెరాలో వాట్ ఈస్ ద టైప్ ఆఫ్ సిమెట్రీ? మీకు సిమెట్రీ అనే టాపిక్ అర్థమైందా లేదా తెలుసుకోవడానికి ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ సమ్ బిట్స్ హియర్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద టైప్ ఆఫ్ సిమెట్రీ ఇన్ పొరిఫెరా? Okay, symmetry, right? Very good. What is the type of symmetry in Platyhelminthes? What is the type of symmetry in Platyhelminthes? Ramanjaneya Reddy. Okay, symmetrical, right? Very good. Poriferans are asymmetrical. Now I am asking Platyhelminthes. What is the type of symmetry in Platyhelminthes? Okay, very good. Bilateral symmetry. What is the type of symmetry in Ctenophora? What is the type of symmetry in Ctenophora? Ctenophora. What is the type of radial symmetry lo many types unnai kada? I want that one. What type of radial symmetry is present in Ctenophora? What is the type of symmetry in Ctenophora? Okay, very good. Sridhar gave right answer. Biradial. Biradial. Ctenophores ante pleurobrachian ctenoplana. They have um, biradial symmetry. What is the type of symmetry? What is the type of symmetry in uh, Adamsia? What is the type of symmetry in Adamsia? Simple radial symmetry it is found in coelentrates low except Adamsia carbon. What is the type of symmetry in Adamsia? Okay, right, very good. Adamsia lo biradial symmetry only two planes lo maatrame manam two equal halves ga cut cheyaгаlam. Okay, what are the number of planes in starfish? What are the number of planes in starfish? Okay, how many? Any planes lo starfish manam two equal halves ga cut cheyochu. Okay, right, very good. Bhutesh and Patan, Mani, Sridhar all gave 5. Okay, right, 5 planes. Which class animals of which molluscans? Which class mollusks have asymmetry? In Mollusca phylum, we learned 7 classes. Which class molluscans have asymmetry? During adult stage. Okay, right, very good. So gastropoda. Okay, finally, I am telling from all the phyla of Porifera, asymmetry, mostly asymmetrical, coelentrata. Okay, radial, so simple radial symmetry or radial symmetry and could cheptuntaru. Sea animal but biradial symmetry exception in that phylum. Next, Ctenophora. Okay, right. Okay, gastropoda, right answer. Okay, next Ctenophores biradial symmetry. Platyhelminthes bilateral symmetry. Next, Ascalminths bilateral symmetry. Next, Annelida bilateral symmetry. Next, Arthropoda bilateral symmetry. Mollusca, okay, bilateral symmetry. But adult gastropods, okay, they are asymmetrical. Next, Echinodermata, okay, pentamerous. During the larval stage, they have bilateral symmetry. Okay, adult starfish, in those animals there is a pentamerous radial symmetry. Next, Hemichordata bilateral symmetry. Chordata bilateral symmetry. Okay, there are some exceptions which are asymmetrical also in chordata. Okay, mostly symmetrical, bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, that's about symmetry. Okay, across different phyla. Okay, Echinodermata. In Echinodermata, there are two subphyla. Are there two subphyla? Pelmatozoa, Eleutherozoa. Okay, this is the phylum. These two are the subphyla, not classes. మీకు ఆర్థ్రోపోడాలో కూడా 3 సబ్ఫైలా చెప్పాను. ట్రైలోబితా, చెలిసెరాటా, మాండిబ్యులేటా. Okay, here also there are 2 subphyla ఉంటాయి ఈ phylum. Next, in this subphylum Pelmatozoa, these two are the subphyla. Subphyla. Phyla means plural word, phylum singular word. Pelmatozoa, it has one class called Crinoidea. Crinoidea, this is the class. In this subphylum, there is one class, Crinoidea. Eleutherozoa. In Eleutherozoa, there are 4 classes. Asteroidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea, Holothuroidea, Holothuroidea. Okay, another important point I would like to tell you. The animals which possess radial symmetry, in those animals, brain is not present, nervous system is present. Okay, in the mundu kuda cheppanu. Okay, the animals which possess radial symmetry, for example, Echinodermata. Okay, there is a brain in molluscan, there is a brain in arthropod, there is a brain, that means we call cerebral ganglion, there is a brain in arthropods. But in these animals, okay, in these animals, nervous system is present, but brain is absent. In the mundu neat heartless, brainless animals and heartless, brainless. ఎకేనోడర్మేట్ అనగానే మనం ఓకే ఎక్కడో చివరిలో ఉంది కదా ఇన్వర్టిబ్రేట్స్ అని చెప్పుకుని దాంట్లో బ్రెయిన్ ఉందనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ బ్రెయిన్లెస్ హార్ట్లెస్ యానిమల్. రేడియల్ సిమెట్రీ ఉన్న 3 ఫైలా. ఓకే, రేడియల్ సిమెట్రీ అంటే నేను బైరేడియల్ ఇంకా సింపుల్ రేడియల్ పెంటామిరస్ అంతే కాకుండా సింపుల్ గా రేడియల్ సిమెట్రీ ఉన్న 3 ఫైలాలో సిలెంట్రేట్స్, టీనోఫోర్స్, ప్లాటీహెల్మింథిస్, ఈ మూడిట్లో నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ ప్రెసెంట్ బట్ బ్రెయిన్ ఈస్ ఆబ్సెంట్. Radially symmetrical animals are very sluggish, slow moving, and but it is advantageous to them. They can respond to the stimuli coming from all directions. In these animals, brain is not present, but nervous system is present. Okay, Palmatozoa has one class. Eleutherozoa has 4 classes. Okay, intermediate first year lo meeku IPE lo okay Echinoidea 1 2 4 marks is important. Deenincho 4 mark ఎక్కువగా deenincho Holothuroidea general characters. Okay, Echinoidea general characters అడుగుతుంటారు, 4 మార్క్స్ ఎక్కువగా అడుగుతుంటారు. Okay, next వీటిలో excretory system కూడా absent in these animal. Next, Echinodermata, let us learn the subphyla and classes. Okay, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa. How to learn these all classes? Crinoidea, sometimes we cry. Crinoidea when we do not get expected marks. Okay, well, Crinoidea, Asteroidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea, Holothuroidea, Crinoidea, Asteroidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea, Holothuroidea. Okay, these are the 5 classes. One class belongs to Palmatozoa. Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa. Okay, these are the classes. Crinoidea, Asteroidea, చుక్కలు చూపిస్తున్నాడు వాడికి మనకి కాబట్టి మనం ఏడుస్తున్నాం. ఆస్టర్ అంటే నక్షత్రం, స్టార్ఫిష్. Crinoidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea. Okay, Holothuroidea, Crinoidea, Asteroidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea, Holothuroidea. Okay, that's about Echinodermata phylum. In Echinodermata phylum, we have 2 subphyla, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa. We are studying Metazoa. This is the Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa. Okay, now we are studying Metazoa. Metazoa means Animalia kingdom. In that zoa, there are 2 more zoa here. Earlier you learned 2 more zoa. That is Parazoa, Eumetazoa. What are the Parazoa and Eumetazoa? Parazoa and Eumetazoa are the 2 sub kingdom in the kingdom Metazoa. Okay, మొత్తం 5 protozoa. That is protozoa is the other phylum in the kingdom Protists. Okay, Metazoa అంటే animal kingdom. దాంట్లో 2 sub kingdoms ఉన్నాయి. Okay, those 2 are okay, Parazoa, Eumetazoa. And these 2 are also zoa, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa. These 2 are not the sub kingdom, these are not sub kingdom, these are the subphyla. Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Crinoidea, Asteroidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea, Holothuroidea. The next phylum is Hemichordate. is that hemichordata. In this hemichordata phylum, you have two classes, Enteroneusta pleurobrachia. Enteroneusta and pleurobrachia. Enteroneusta pleurobrachia. Enteroneusta pleurobrachia. Entero means gut, enteric nervous system. Enteroneusta pleurobrachia. Enteroneusta pleurobrachia. Okay, these are the two classes in the phylum Hemichordata. Okay, with this మనకి ఇంకా మొత్తం పొరిఫెరా నుంచి హెమికార్డేటా వరకు క్లాసెస్ అన్ని మనకి నేర్చుకున్నాం. ఓకే, పొరిఫెరాలో ఓకే లెటర్స్ ఈ మొత్తం కలిపి ఒక సాంగ్ మనం పాడితే పొరిఫెరా నుంచి హెమికార్డేటా వరకు. Okay, let me repeat that song again. Okay, through songs we can learn easily. Unknowingly we can learn. Our life started with songs. For example, when you are in LKG or UKG, your teachers did not teach like lectures. Okay, the teaching lecturer is different from LKG teacher. LKG teacher used to, they did not teach you. They sang songs and made you learn. Okay, in that process of learning, unknowingly you learned that those twinkle twinkle little star, next Johnny Johnny yes Papa, you can remember, still you can sing right now, okay, without any mistake. Because okay, our life, when you learn with songs, it will be funny, and you also learn the pain. Learning is not painful, and you learn without your knowledge. That means unknowingly, తెలియకుండానే నేర్చుకుంటాం. మన తెలియకుండానే మీరు సినిమా పాటలు బాగా నేర్చుకుని ఉంటారు, జువాలజీ, బాటనీ, కెమిస్ట్రీ, ఫిజిక్స్ కంటే కూడా. ఎందుకంటే అవి పాటల్లాగా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి యు ఆర్ షోయింగ్ మోర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఇన్ లెర్నింగ్ దెమ్ దాన్ దీస్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్, బికాజ్ ఇవి పాటల్లాగా లేవు కాబట్టి. ప్లస్ జువాలజీ రంగాన్ని మెయిన్గా చాలా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఉంటాయి, ప్లస్ ఇక్కడ చాలా క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి ఇవన్నీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడం కష్టం. కాబట్టి ఇలా సాంగ్ లాగా చేస్తే బాగుంటుందని చెప్పి ఓకే ఇలా సాంగ్ లాగా నేను పాడుతుంటాను ప్రతి పీరియడ్ లో, అంటే అవి వచ్చినప్పుడు. ఓకే, లెటర్స్ మొత్తం పొరిఫెరా నుంచి ఓకే హెమికార్డేటా వరకు ఉన్న మొత్తం క్లాసెస్ అని సాంగ్ రూపంలో లెటర్స్ ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ప్రీవియస్ క్లాస్ లో చెప్పాను. ఐ రిపీట్ వన్స్. ఫస్ట్ పొరిఫెరా. ఇన్ పొరిఫెరా we have three classes. Calcaria hexagonal demospongia. Calcaria hexagonal demospongia. Okay, those are the three classes in porifera. Hytozoa, Skypozoa, Anthozoa. Hytozoa, Skypozoa, Anthozoa. Tentaculata nuda. Tentaculata nuda. Okay, now we learned 8 classes up to now. Calcaria hexagonal demospongia. Calcaria hexagonal demospongia. Hytozoa, Skypozoa, Anthozoa. Tentaculata nuda. Tentaculata nuda. Tentaculata nuda are the 2 classes in Ctenophora phylum. Adi mee state test book lo vaste tarvata. What is the next phylum? Platyhelminthes, TTC. Turbellaria trematoda cestoda. Turbellaria trematoda cestoda. Turbellaria trematoda cestoda. The next phylum is Ascalminthe. Media, pass media, media, a pass media, pass media, a pass media, and pass media and a pass media are the 2 classes in Ascalminthes phylum. Next one is Annelida phylum. Polychaeta, Oligochaeta, Hyrodinia. Polychaeta, Oligochaeta, Hyrodinia. Polychaeta, Oligochaeta, Hyrodinia are the 3 classes in the phylum Annelida. The next phylum is Arthropoda. In Arthropoda, this is the largest phylum, highly diversified animals. Okay, very well developed, very well adopted animals. ఈ planet మీద బాగా highly diversified, బాగా terrestrial habitat కి బాగా అడాప్ట్ అయిన animals ఏంటంటే ఆర్థ్రోపోడ్స్. మనకి వర్షాకాలం రాగానే చాలా పురుగులు మన ఇళ్లలోకి వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ట్యూబ్ లైట్ల దగ్గరికి నైట్ టైం, ఇవన్నీ కూడా దీస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ ద ఆర్థ్రోపోడ్స్. మనం పొలాలకు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మన పొలాల్లో పంటలన్నీ నాశనం చేస్తూ ఉంటే ఆకులను తినేయడం, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఆర్ ఆర్థ్రోపోడ్స్. ఓకే, ఆర్థ్రోపోడ్స్ లో మనకి 3 సబ్ ఫైలా ఉన్నాయి. Trilobita, Chelicerata, Mandibulata. Trilobita, Chelicerata, Mandibulata. These are the 3 subphyla. Okay, next నేను ఇప్పుడు చెప్పిన ట్రైలోబితా చెలిసెరాటాలో మళ్ళీ 2 క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. జిఫోసురా అరాక్నిడా, జిఫోసురా అరాక్నిడా, జిఫోసురా అరాక్నిడా. Next one is Trilobita chelicera. Next, mandibulata. In mandibulata 4 classes ఉన్నాయి. Crustacea, Chilopoda, Diplopoda, Hexapoda. Crustacea, Chilopoda, Diplopoda, Hexapoda. Next phylum is mollusca, very funny phylum, and there are 7 classes are there. Aplacopoda, Polyplacopoda, Monoplacopoda, Gastropoda, Scapopoda, Pelicipoda, Cephalopoda. Aplacopoda, Polyplacopoda, Monoplacopoda, Gastropoda, Scapopoda, Pelicipoda, Cephalopoda. Cephalopods are highly evolved molluscans lo baga evolve అయిన animals అవి cephalopods. వాటిలో closed type of circulatory system ఉంటుంది. Yesterday I told you difference between closed type of circulatory system and open type and their examples of that those 2 type. Next, after mollusca today we learned 2 more phyla. Okay, that is called Echinodermata and Hemichordata. In Echinodermata there are 2 subphyla are there. Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Palmatozoa, Neat Kapsa. Today I don't know, the news may come by this evening. Okay, Palmatozoa, Eleutherozoa, Crinoidea, Asteroidea, Ophiuridia, Echinoidea, Holothuridia. These are the classes here. And Hemichordata, Enteroneusta, Pleurobrachia, Enteroneusta, Pleurobrachia. Okay, right. Tomorrow I will tell you classes in the phylum. Okay, orders as well as classes in the phylum. Chordata lo konni నేర్చుకోవాల్సిన classes and phylum. What can you tell me, which order do we belong? Which order do we belong? Which order do we belong? Okay, very good. Tirupathamma gave right answer. We belong to the order primates. Right, very good. Okay, now today's session is completed. Join tomorrow. Okay, ఇవాళ చెప్పిందంతా కూడా జాగ్రత్తగా ప్రిపేర్ కండి. ఏ రోజు చెప్పింది ఆ రోజు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అన్ని నేర్చుకోండి, క్లాసెస్ అన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. యూ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రాక్టీస్. Okay, right. Gautam, Shashank, I think you are Harshita, I think. Okay, right. Very good. Primates.